Very scrubby at the moment, so this will be a very good test for the PPF. Alright, many of you have been asking me about this video. I've done a full PPF wrap of my vehicle. Does this stuff actually work? I'm about to hit the bush and find out. Okay, I've just dropped the tire pressures to 20 psi. It's relatively firm today, so that might be okay, but we'll drop it if we need to. Yeah, go for a bit of drive around and see how we go. So I'm in just 4 high, basically. So just going to see how it goes 4 high, and then we'll try some of the other driving modes as well. A bit bouncy. So already noticing the suspension is a little bit bumpier, a little bit more bouncy than the Pajero. So the Pajero Sport, I was running the Ironman foam cell suspensions. So that felt just a bit firmer, a bit more secure over those bumps. So look, it's handling it fine, but I definitely noticed it's a bit bumpier. And that, look, may be partially to do with the stock tyres as well. So these are highway terrain tyres. I've just got to note that. So these are the stock tyres that came with the vehicle. They're not the all-terrain option that you can get from stock. I didn't choose that option because I will be putting bigger tyres on this. So when I have the bigger tyres, it may actually handle a little bit differently on these kind of bumps as well, because generally the light truck tyres that you put on aftermarket, they're a bit firmer. They've got a thicker sidewall. You know, if I was doing a lot of off-road bumpy driving, you know, maybe a suspension upgrade might be worth it. Okay, we've come across a bit of a rocky section, so I have to take it easy here on the stock tyres. Have a bit of an obstacle ahead, so we're going to try. I'm going to try 4 low, just to see, you know, trial out. I haven't really needed to go in 4 low up to this point, but I'm going to give it a go here. Just see, we've got a bit of a rock that we want to climb over. Yeah, I'm going to activate the rear diff lock as well on this one. Yeah, I wasn't too sure how that was going to go, but mainly from a clearance perspective, but it just crawled ever so slightly over the top of that rock. So that's good. I think definitely slow and gentle is the key running stock tyres. But the vehicle, it's got a lot of little tricks and tools to help you get there. Okay, what goes up must come down. Okay, just going to try the hill descent control as well. So my foot is now off the accelerator, and the Ranger is just kind of crawling its way down. And I must say, it's doing a mighty job. So that was actually a good comparison from the Pajero Sport. I did use the hill descent from time to time on the Pajero Sport, but I felt it was quite aggressive on the brakes. So, you know, you'd kind of be going sort of coasting and then hard on the brakes, whereas this felt very smooth, very controlled and slow. I had a lot more confidence than what I've had in the Pajero. So, you know, that's obviously a tick. I'm sure I'll get some good use out of that function. I think for any serious off-roading, your challenge in a Ranger like this, with a long wheelbase, is going to be clearance. So that's where your tyres will help. So if you were to increase the tyre to say a 32 inch or 33 inch tyre, these come stock with a 31, you're automatically going to be gaining height and raise that diff off the ground. Wheel size is the only thing that can genuinely give you a lift on the vehicle. So you can obviously improve your suspension, you can lift your vehicle via suspension, but your diff is still going to be at the height that is allowed by the tyre selection. So yeah, tyres and lift will give you a bit more clearance. And you can see it actually sits quite low. That is something I need to consider, sort of coming from a wagon with a sort of a shorter wheelbase, which was the Pajero Sport, to now sort of a dual cab ute, longer wheelbase. Essentially that means that, my sort of angle of departure and entry is essentially compromised to some degree. So the wheelbase of a wagon is generally better suited to some off-road applications because you've got the shorter wheelbase. The way around that is to put on bigger tyres, and a suspension lift can help as well for a bit of clearance perspective. So they are things I'm all considering at the moment and will be revealed in coming videos. But if you choose to keep it completely stock, as you can see, it's not going to stop you doing anything. You can still get out and about. It's just that those things will make it more capable. If you're going to be tackling tough tracks or even really big remote trips, you might want to consider those things down the track. But yeah, out the box, really happy. Definitely feels a bit different to the Pajero and what I'm used to, but that's just me getting used to the vehicle. It seems very capable. It's got lots of off-road settings. I'll have a bit of a play around on future trips. Very scrubby at the moment, so this will be a very good test for the PPF. I would never normally want to do this on a new vehicle, but with the protection I feel a lot more confident. So just to show here, these are all scratches along the side of the PPF. Try come out a little bit so you can see there's a nice big scratch there. Do a bit of a walk around the car. It's obviously black, so normally doing what I just did would totally scratch up a vehicle. There's even a few scratches on the bonnet here as well. You can see there. Yep, a lot of scratches on the mirrors along there, and a few bigger ones. I don't know if this camera's going to pick them up well. Actually, you can see on this rubber that's actually not covered, you can see some scratches on there, a couple of big scratches here on the PPF as well. A few bigger ones around here, so I'm not so worried about the sides here because I will be putting some flares on. But obviously interested to see how the rest of the car's fared up. So I think you'll agree, thoroughly tested. Now the PPF's just got to do its thing. So I'm going to drive around, the sun's out, so we'll see how it goes, and I will give it a wash as well. But the proof will be in the pudding. Do all those scratches disappear. Okay, finished four-wheel driving for the day, and I've given the car a quick wash. One thing I would say is cleaning has been a breeze. That probably took me about a quarter of the time that I would normally take after a bit of off-road. So that's a big tick, that's awesome. We'll do a bit of a walk around the car now, but I must say it looks showroom quality. All those sort of scratches that you saw before have disappeared, which is amazing. So I'll do a bit of a walk around now. So you might recall we had a couple of big scratches on the mirrors. They've just disappeared. They actually went away before I even got home, so the sun and obviously was doing its thing, which is amazing. I had scratches on the fenders here. There was a scratch on the bonnet around here. Try to get a better angle, it's very shiny outside here. But you can see that's completely disappeared. The other fender was also scratched up, and the other mirror had quite a number of scratches, and that's completely gone. The only area you can see where there's potentially still a bit of a scratch is actually on this plastic area here, but that's going to be covered up with some aftermarket flares. So there was actually a scratch that went all the way into the PPF over here, and that's completely disappeared. So overall, really happy, amazing stuff. And look, I think you do get what you pay for here. It is expensive. If you checked out my previous video, I put a link below. But to wrap a full vehicle like this, you're probably looking in excess of $8,000. So it is a very expensive exercise. But you can just do the sides. You're probably looking in the 4,000 sort of mark to do that. So something to consider. I wrap the whole thing, but that's not really necessary. The areas that are going to get sort of scratched off road are really the side panels. So if you were considering this, that's something you could look at. But look, this is awesome. Really happy. It's come out great. I think now more confidence to hit the road and not have to worry about scratches. That's today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please pop any comments or questions below. If you're first time to the channel and you're not subscribing, please do so. It certainly helps the channel grow. I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers. Bye.